Hello everyone and welcome to Victor's Vision. I wanted to make another video where I kind of just sit down and talk because I wanted to cover something that has been kind of going under the radar for Michigan football right now. In the midst of the new coaching hire, the transfer portal updates and everything else, there was a tweet that I think went under a lot of people's noses, and that has to do with now former Michigan player Anthony Simpson. Now, Anthony Simpson tweeted out something that I thought was really interesting, and I think it answers a really buzzing question that we had throughout last season in regards to why Semaj Morgan was getting so much playing time in 2025, despite the fact that he was consistently dropping passes and overall being a big liability for Michigan's offense. Now here's the tweet that is in question. So first he starts off by saying targets versus non-targets. There's just two videos that he links of some practice film that he had. And he says, "I was the best slot receiver for Michigan, and I was treated unfairly due to Sherrone Moore being blackmailed by players and staff members, which jeopardized my opportunity to get on the field. Fastest player on the team, and I won reps every day in practice. Only there for fall camp. Our team captains also advocated for me to play. I was denied fairness." Now, this is kind of an interesting thing to post because I feel like this should be something that should be kept under wraps if I was Michigan. And granted, I'm not trying to say any of this is necessarily confirmed. This is all alleged because this player could just be acting bitter. You know, there is a possibility that Anthony Simpson really just wasn't as good as Semaj Morgan, but it just really makes you question about where Michigan was last year. And it's just honestly insane how Michigan was even able to win 9 games in the first place, given that this sort of thing could have been going on. And based on this tweet, I would assume that this is implied that Semaj Morgan is the person that was blackmailing Sherrone Moore, according to Anthony Simpson, because he was the slot receiver and he was playing over Anthony Simpson, despite the fact that Semaj Morgan was struggling all year. Now, it just makes you think, who else on Michigan's team could have possibly been involved in something like this? Obviously, Semaj Morgan was with the team all the way back in 2023 in their championship run. So it really makes you question if there was anyone else on the team for a long time that could have gotten more playing time because of that. You know, I think of guys that, longtime starters that may have been struggling that were starting over other guys. You know, I think about stuff like that. So let me know what you guys think about this. I think this is like really odd that, a player would actually post something like this, but it definitely does give a possible solution as to why Semaj Morgan, aka Backwards James, was given the playing time that he was getting last year. Anyways, this was kind of just a one-off video I wanted to cover. I don't like covering a bunch of scandal-related stuff with Michigan. I don't like to just be a part of that side of the internet because I think there's enough people that already pile on with Michigan's drama. But I do think that this is one thing that I think is very interesting to think about, given that Michigan was playing guys that I don't think deserved the amount of playing time that they were getting. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time.